everybody. Welcome to our episode on the Wealthy Warrior Leaders Show. And I'm so excited to have the beautiful, the very intelligent and experienced Vaida Stone. She is a multi-author, speaker, educator, and creator of the Always Enough method. I love that. And her expertise is really in supporting women to create healthier relationships with money, confidence, and emotional well-being. So we're really going to be exploring something which you all know if you've been listening to this podcast or following me on YouTube for a while, and Biden knows as well that I love mental health, emotional well-being, but also how do we move that into fully expressing ourselves, like so that we are knowing that we are always enough, right? And how healing, identity, nervous system regulation, financial well-being. I mean, it's different ways of mentioning, but it's all connected, right? It's all connected. Um, so that's what I wanted to highlight for today. And I just wanted to say at the end, so if you scroll down wherever you're watching this, there's going to be links to Vida's how to get in contact with her if you want to work with her or just ask her some questions. She's got some incredible resources for you with her books and her other programs. So you can get in contact with her. And also and also with myself as well, if you wanted to join Legacy Leaders or ask us any questions. And before we go on, I just want to say, if you are like how I was many years ago, probably listening to this or watching this, it's like 3 in the morning and you may be having a bit of a dark night of the soul moment of like, okay, I really need a plan. This is your intervention, okay? This is your intervention, and we're going to have our own stories, but ultimately we've taken our own path, but there's been a lot of resilience. I'm still certainly working through things, but I'm grateful now to take people, along that journey, and tools and resources that we're going to talk about. So take notes, listen up, feel free to ask questions in the comments, and then, we can both get back to you. And this is something that this is hopefully evergreen, right? That we can always come back to. So anytime you're watching this, anytime is the right time for you. Okay. So you're not alone. There's always a solution. So welcome on, Vida. So before we go on, I just wanted to ask you just to, obviously I've already introduced you, but just if there's anything further you wanted to say, and I want to say thank you so much for coming on today. I'm so excited to have you and welcome onto the podcast.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for warm welcome. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you very much for inviting. And you represented me nicely, so thank you very much. I'm saying that I am ambassador of women financial well-being through emotional resilience.
Mm.
And it's very important for me as a woman, as a mom of three, to show that everything is possible, no matter if you have the dark night, as you said,
Mm.
in your life at the moment, because sometimes everything what you need to do just to be brave and put that first step forward. So, and I hope that I can explain a little bit more during our conversation.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I think that's the thing, right? Is that many yes, we don't want to go through difficult times, obviously, but nobody does. But we have an opportunity, I find, to transform that into, okay, I'm going to make this something that is so transformative and is healing for myself. And then I'm going to teach that to others. And that is almost healing something within ourselves. Even I like to see it as even within our lineage, right? Even generationally, or grandmothers, ancestors, something that they didn't have options to do, even to watch something at 3 a.m., right? Didn't have that opportunity to have outside knowledge coming in. It was all very like insular. So it's a great opportunity now. And I'd just love to know, like, what is it that brought you out of that time to how successful you are now, incredible mom, and obviously raising kids along the way too, right? And obviously you're working, you have your own company now, but at that time working, like, can you just describe a little bit around that time and what really you feel pulled you through? Because that pulling came from within, right? Or the divine, or
Yes,
both. But yeah, just talk me through that
that's
time.
Very great question, and try to summarize the long story what I went through, because it's very deep from within, as you said, the story, and my always enough method born through the real experience and the feeling never enough as a child, as a woman. So it was multiple battles in my life, like for many people probably. We have these challenges, then we don't feel valued enough, neither at work or neither at family. And we need to somehow break through. And if you are determined or brave enough, you break that circle. And what I mean by that, it's not easy. I understand that how you can show that you are valuable if everyone's saying that you are nobody. To give a little bit content to that, I grew up in quite poor family. My parents divorced and I was now just half a year, and I needed to grow up at grandparents' house, where I was, of course, surrounded by love and support. But I was always missing my real father, even mom, as I felt lonely because it was not, softly to say, not example family. I saw quite huge violence, alcohol, and I needed to go through that being as a small child and find that safety shelter at my grandmother's house, not at my parents' house. And my biggest pain was at that time that neighbors were not allowed to be friends with me because my parents were not nice and rich family.
Oh, gosh.
So this was a big wound, what touched my heart. And now then, I looking back, I understand all these reasons, what I went through, and I was hiding and being best student at school, being the greatest achiever, as I was taught from my childhood that if you study hard, if you will be best, you will have this great life and create everything what you want. So that's long time I believed that, of course, because as a child I didn't know another way, and I was always brilliant. But more about that enoughness feeling, wrote in my second book, which is going to be published this year soon. And what I did, what was my path. But this is the biggest moment when I realized that everything started very early in childhood, and our wounds is stopping us, even being adults in middle life, to achieve that true abundance and fullness in your heart and in your material world. And it could be like these so painful moments, like I said, that nobody let you be friends just because your parents were not rich or example or so. You see that that's why this emotional well-being is very related with our financial well-being. And that journey which drew me to change even countries with bringing here two teenagers with me is just like probably final solution. It's wrong what to say, like final solution is not solution, but from childhood, married early, after 23 years, my marriage ruined as well. So, and finally with these two children in hands, I come here to UK, and even after completely demolishing my life, even with minus in my pocket, I managed to rise and create that stability, first of all, financial stability for myself and for my children. And that's why I am lived, not only read on the books or studied so hard. it's a lived story, and I'm so passionate to help women to go through all these battles, to recreate self-confidence after life changes, divorce, belittled, even being immigrant. It is so important. I feel from every single part of my body that I want to help to overcome that, to be always enough as a person and have more than enough as a great business owner, as a human being,
Yes, yeah,
if
yeah.
this makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Thank you for beautifully articulating that. And I can't wait to read your book as well. And it's just so true, everything that you mentioned, right? Because I like to call it the phoenix rising, right, out of the ashes. And I guess it's kind of romanticizing something which was not like an enjoyable period at all, and a real struggle, and a probably like, how is this going to work out, right? Like before you had left and everything. But I think then when we're on that path, and I just wanted to highlight that what you mentioned, the rising, because the rising can we are rising, but it can still feel messy and confusion, and like, is this the right path, and am I really going to do this, and all of that. But that is the rising, right? That is that, because you're making a choice. Do you feel like that, like you're making a choice one step at a time, like, okay, yes, let's do this, and almost like I've got you, or the universe has got you, like whatever that means, like, okay, well, I'm still here, right? And okay, so let's take another step and another step, and actually maybe not looking for others' opinions. I mean, those opinions were not true of you anyway, but actually kind of like, well, let me listen to my own opinion, my own intuition, and that kind of thing. So what is it that you felt, that you created that financial stability, and as you also talk about that emotional stability, right? Like they're intertwined. So what do you feel like, what was it, the practices that you developed for yourself, or that you were doing at that time? Mom, probably tired mom, like, were you working and you had young kids? I know they're teenagers, but still, like emotional need, like so much looking after. What was it that you were doing at that time that really gave you that stability, that kind of foundation of self, I guess, really, right? Like, what was it that you were doing at that time that you maybe teach in your book and your program?
It is very broad question, and trying to find that best answer.
Yes,
If we can.
absolutely. Yeah.
Um, there are several sides of this question, as you said. Like, first of all, how I created my that foundation and stability.
Mm,
Coming back to the point in my marriage, and I didn't have no like example, unfortunately, whom to follow, as my parents passed very early, both of them.
I'm sorry.
So, but I was lucky and gifted, as my mom was working as a shop assistant. I was having this connection with the real money, touch with real money at shop as a little helper from the childhood. And also my best teacher, my grandmother, who was teaching me that real queen always need to have some money aside for rainy days, as she was
Mm,
saying, not like princess, not some real queen. So even we were from poor surrounding, but I saw how my grandmother was managing to raise 8 children and me, and have this nice surrounding, that loving relationship, being yourself, and having this money aside for rainy days. So this is the first moment. And about these moments and practical skills and tips, I wrote in my Always Enough book, how to achieve financial freedom and create your dream life, using the Always Enough method. It was my first baby, where I,
mm.
as a teacher, sharing a lot of tips, and telling a little bit more story, how I settled here in UK 12 years ago. So this is like what I have from the family. Uh, at my marriage, during my marriage, I was that economist, like, home. I forgot that real word in English.
Mhm.
Um, I have my journals, my
Mm.
incomes, outcomes. We have our plan for the goals. I was always um, planning ahead and writing everything precisely, as I love budgeting, as well as I love all that nice surrounding, flowers, gardens, traveling. But this, I felt like always living two people in me, like nature, uh, which helps me to be positive, and like planning this money management, which I just writing down like accountant, you know.
Mm.
So
Mm.
it was always math and flowers were going
Yes.
together with me all the time.
Yeah.
So this helps me as well, that planning, thinking, talking with kids, the small symbol what we have, like for example, saving pot with my kids. It was
Mm.
called Mom's Bank.
Okay. Yeah.
And the children have, I have three children, they have their names. If they got the money, they write down how much, and so they can borrow. Even mom and dad can borrow from that Mom's Bank. It is a nice
Yeah.
story of our family.
Yeah.
So this other moment, like you need to speak in your family as
Yeah.
much as possible about money, planning, holiday, why we need that, why we don't need. And another chapter, then I moved to UK here after my divorce. It was really tough, and as you said, grow is never comfortable,
Yes.
um, at least for me. And it's really, as you said, it's messy,
Yeah.
because I start live and worked 2, 3 jobs in London with two my teenagers, and student was in Lithuania, which whom I needed to support. So I was concentrating to, first of all, to create that financial stability by hard work. As I
Yeah.
said, 2, 3
Yeah.
jobs. As I promised my kids, they followed me to foreign country, they're leaving their relatives, friends, schools, and believe in me. So I couldn't mislead them. I couldn't betray their trust. So as a mom, it was so painful, even and hard, that I was not thinking about myself at all.
Mm. Mm.
The 4 years, it was like, is what, pity for myself? No, it's just like
Mm.
I need to work, I need to earn, I need to fulfill and create that financial stability. And I achieved. In 4 years, I bought my own property without any man help, just us and kids.
Well
We
done.
moved to another city, but what I forgot in that time, of course, I forgot myself. I even forgot to grieve about my marriage. After
Mm.
23 years, my marriage was ruined. And it was very painful. 7 years financial divorce, so painful,
Yeah.
so messy. But still, I went through that. It um, and this realization, all these chapters in my life, I understand that, okay, I can earn money. I'm smart and intelligent. I can create that financial stability. But
Yeah.
mm,
Mm. Mm. Mm.
where I am. So that's why this. I understand that this emotional relationship with your family, of course, is very important. But it is important with your money as well.
Yes.
I changed my career from teachers to financial protection advisor. I earn money which I never seen before, and I was running as a headless chicken around all UK, and I was earning a lot of money till life stopped me, and I faced complete burnout. And they said, "Okay, now you have money, and what?" So it was a very painful realization that I forgot myself. I didn't let myself to heal completely.
Mm. Mm.
But on that time, I believe that I even didn't have a rise, as I give promise to my kids, and I come to a foreign country for better life. So,
Mm.
and so what I did start doing, so I prioritize myself,
Yes.
uh, because I was taught as well stereotypes from our society that self-love is wrong, it's
Mm.
selfish, you can't love yourself. So it
Yeah.
took me nearly 50 years to understand that love for yourself, it's normal, because you need to start from self-love and your emotional well-being, because from empty jar you cannot pour anything, you cannot give anyone
Yes. Yes.
neither
Totally agree.
honestly pour love or emotional. So
Yes.
my personal growth took many different angles,
Mhm.
from healing as a from holistic approach, like from using art therapies, going to therapists, and
It's good.
different kinds. And I'm not talking even about another professional investments, what I needed to know about business management, about
Mm.
marketing, representing, speaking. I throw myself to personal development a lot, not just because it was never enough, but I thought that I need to gain these skills for myself as I imagine whom I would like to be.
Absolutely.
But I, I just come back to your point that about the messy. Yes,
Yes.
I created several businesses. I lost some businesses. I choose one path and I thought, oh, it is not right. So I was testing, and I'm not saying that is, like 100% I'm not going to change anything. Life is beautiful because it's changing sometimes. So
Exactly. Yes. 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 It's true. Trial,
see,
it's a trial and error, isn't it? And I think, and thank you for sharing that, because I think a lot of people think, we have to let go of this perfectionism, right? Of like, I'm going to be
yes,
100% ready, and let me do this first and this first and this first. And I'm not saying be irresponsible, right? Like, I have kids as well. And, like even yesterday morning, whilst I'm also building my business, I was working, a clinic, over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. And, it's much easier than before, and I can do it from home. So over time, like you said, you're building steps, and every step gets easier, right? And you feel so much more stronger and whole and enjoying life, and um almost realizing, oh, I don't need to earn rest. I don't need to earn, just to enjoy myself. It's an old kind of paradigm. Okay, I still need to do this work, right? And actually, our kids are watching, right? Like, yeah, actually, you still need to do, like, you've got a science paper. Okay, so you need to do the work, but you can still take breaks and enjoy your learning. Even this is a privilege, right? Even just to try is a privilege that some people they just don't get a chance, right, to do that. So yeah, no, thank you. That's really so powerful, everything that you mentioned as well. And you've mentioned this this is also in your book, right? And your program, your Always Enough method
yes.
program as well. So if you could just tell us a little bit about that as well, because I think there are many who will really want to have your, not just a book, but your guidance, right, as a mentor, and your support to guide them through that journey. So could you just tell us a little bit about that as well? And
Yes, thank you very much for asking. The Always Enough method is helping women and workplaces to rebuild that emotional resilience
mhm.
and create financial stability.
Mhm.
And it is live program because it's always personally tailored
Okay.
if we're talking about one-to-one. So
Cool.
what I'm seeking to help and guide to create calm, confidence, and financial resilience, that you have that stability, first of all. And there are 6 pillars in my Always Enough method. And if you're interested about that, of course, you can book in a free discovery call, and I explain in more
We'll put the
details.
link at the end so they
Yeah,
can.
we will put.
Yeah.
So, but the most important is I'm looking as a person as a wellness, because when we're talking about financial well-being, we're thinking about the budgeting and spreadsheets. No, I'm
Mm.
about emotions, your connection, your healthy relationship with money, how to overcome your standards in the past, what you have like blocks of money, of your abundance. And my goal is to guide and help you to connect your mind, heart, and money. This is my like
Love that.
framework of this, and I call that money garden.
Money
So
garden. Oh, that's
yes,
lovely. I love
this is
that.
like behind me there, like
Yes. Oh, that's
as I using
lovely.
a lot of
Money garden. Okay.
holistic
So,
approach.
so mind,
Yeah, the money
heart.
garden.
Sorry, say it again. Mind, heart, and
Mind, heart, and money.
mind, heart, and money. Okay. So talk
Yeah.
us through that. How do we? Obviously, they'll do it more in your program and in your book, but would you be happy to share just a little bit on like a little
Of
teaser,
course,
on
it is
what we would
the
do?
simple the simpler to understand how the framework works. So we're not starting from the math because everyone can do calculate. We're starting from our mind, which is a root as a tree. Yes, as a tree,
Yes.
it is a root. So what is your beliefs about money? It is
Mm.
evil or it is good for you? So what is your relationship? So we're starting from the mind. And then, of course, based on my story, life story, my client stories, if you not connect your goals, why you want to be rich, for example, why you want to be
Mm.
successful, with your values, this means with your heart, then the circle is not running quickly.
Oh.
And the final one is, money. Money, imagine like a tree, as I have here. It is like blossom, like is your fruit. Then you heal your roots. You get rid of the weeds, bad beliefs about money. Then you connect with your values, why you want to do, finding the core, your heart.
Mm.
Then you opening and creating your wealth. And wealth and abundance not only about money. I'm talking about feeling yourself confidence, feeling yourself whole, because then you connect emotionally with all what you're doing. That you start blossom as a woman. You start blossom as a woman in wholeness, like a bloom, like a flower. And this connection is happening naturally. Then we're going nicely through this framework and implementing always enough method. And this is probably easier to understand. If you connect all these parts, you open, some people call them chakras, then you
Yeah,
have that flow. It's
absolutely.
like a circle.
Mm.
It is always as a circle. And I believe that is everything, like you, flower, tree, money is energy. We need to release. But first of all, we need to start from the roof, from the root,
Yes.
and to clean our old beliefs and stereotypes about ourselves,
Hmm.
about money, about relationship. So it's a lot there.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are coming and, oh, I know how to do it. It's just I don't have problems about money, but somehow I cannot push forward the ceilings of 5,000, for example.
Mm-mm.
And then we're starting talking, okay, what is there?
Yes, exactly.
What is,
That's the
and
belief. That's the
that is
paradigm.
belief what is our stopping. So that's why always starting from the mind,
That's amazing.
in that way.
That's incredible. Thank you for sharing that because it's really interesting to hear it taught by yourself as a mentor in these different ways, right? Because people respond to different ways. So I love you mentioned the root chakra there. So yeah, so I teach a lot in chakra healing, and again the same thing we talk about roots. It's the foundation of self. And that
Yes.
again is your money, and that's like it becomes a byproduct actually of your self-love. Like, do you think you deserve it? And as a healer, mentor, coach, parent, however you want to, as a provider, like, do you feel you need to like burn out and sacrifice? Because I think, especially in like immigrant families, that we sometimes grew up watching that of like, oh, it's lazy, or you mustn't, you have to, as if like always working, or I've got so much to do. And I think I see it a lot, even as a doctor. Like other doctors, like, oh, I'm so stressed, almost like a competition. It's not meant in that way, but like who's more stressed? And it's like, you know what? I actually had to do it. It's interesting. I had to do a lot of deep work to get rid of this paradigm of like I'm a hardworking doctor, because I was like, actually, I don't want to be. I want to be a great doctor and help so many people, and I would love to take a lot of action and provide a lot of service over a long, happy, healthy lifetime and as a mom. But actually, I don't, this definition of hardworking was bringing out like self-sacrifice in a very negative way, or some people call
Yeah.
it the part of the feminine which can go to subservient ways, and yeah, so it comes out in different ways. And again, with money, like, is it okay to charge this, and is it good, and or if you're
Mm.
spiritual, and all of these, it all comes up, right, when we start
Yes.
in the pro, as you said, you mentioned 5,000 point or something, or they come to doing sales or, talk about their book or this and that like they feel this block. And it's like, oh, well, that's okay. That's what's ready to be healed now,
Mm.
whether it's visibility or something. Do you find that as well with your clients or students that come to work with you, that there comes a point when you're giving them the homework, the things to do, and they come back with, oh, I wasn't able to do it, and actually that's the block? Or what do you find with your
Yeah,
students?
this is a great question. Yes. First of all, uh, probably from school, nobody likes homework, but
Yes.
as previously um, worked as a teacher, I love homework, and I said it's always to clients straight away. Our work is both ways, so I
Mhm.
can guide you, I can give plenty of tools, and it's your responsibility to implement if you're really ready for change, because I cannot do everything, on behalf of you.
Mm.
You need to go through that. So homework is very
Absolutely.
important, and of course, not 100% people are completely 100%, but they sincerely saying why. So it's always something, or excuses, as we should say. But very interesting moment you touch here about hard work.
Mm.
And I want to mention my recent client, who really came believing that she is not worthy easy money.
Oh.
She is very talented, have a lot of skills, and she can just easily uh, earn money. But she was so held by old beliefs and family stamp what was put on her, the pressure of half of her life,
Mm.
that she couldn't imagine that she can earn money easily. She
Mm.
was not overcoming that barrier. How I can charge at least no £100 per hour? And she said, but her sentence stuck in my head. But how I can charge person £100 per hour if I can do this thing no maximum 10 minutes?
Mm.
And
Mm.
uh, what is telling for us as well, that we're not taking in consideration our years of studying, our practicing, our mistakes, this messy, as you said in the beginning, experiences, and we're not charging for minutes. We're charging for our experience, the path, what we found. For example, my method, I know that it's working. If you implement, I have evidences, and your experience as a doctor, as you mentioned, that you can see why people burn out. What
Mm.
is our place? So it is what you let yourself believe. And another most important moment here, you let yourself step forward, at least tiny 1 centimeter step towards yourself, towards your love,
Mm.
because here it is issue. Sometimes when I'm listening clients, I can't believe that so many years they were listening that insulting, belittling words, and especially creators or even healers, let's say, they sometimes don't believe in their power,
Yeah.
how much light they're carrying, how much they can change people's lives. And sometimes we don't need to look very far. We just not 5 steps behind us, because I'm not saying that, okay, I'm perfect, I achieved everything. I'm still on my journey, I believe, but I can help that woman who having this battle of self-confidence, or going through divorce, and don't know, or afraid money, and so on and so on. It's just like,
So true.
that's, you just need probably open more your heart and your belief
Mm.
in yourself,
Mm.
because our light is always there. And as I mentioned in our conversation before, sometimes these crazy ideas, it is given from universe or
Mm.
us. And if it was given to you, so it's mean you need to try at least try to implement. Is no matter what other thinking, no matter if you're afraid, everyone afraid, and
Yeah.
I'm afraid doing something new. Just
Yeah.
let's try, just
Yeah.
one step, and towards self-love, towards self-belief, and creating and helping, giving hand to the next person to you who need that. So, and yeah, you need to do work if you want to grow, if you want to achieve. And most people, as you mentioned as well, they maybe not trying because they are afraid. As fear is very understandable, there's nothing shocking here. Everyone afraid, especially then you're going out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
But again, during conversations, probably with your clients as well, like mine, you're going deeper. Why you want to be successful? Why you want to be on the stage? Why you want to be rich? Why you want to be, perfect mom?
Yeah.
Perfect mom never
Yes.
exists.
Yes. 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 Does exist. But still, it's true. Why?
So
Yeah.
yeah, we need to find a deeper why,
Yes.
why you want these goals, and then just one step per time, even tiny one.
Yeah.
And in our society, then everyone just like running and chasing these shiny objects mostly. It is very difficult to be different. I know that very well. And many people just feel like, oh, I'm not enough, not successful enough, not wealthy enough, not confident enough. Just that what enoughness, what my second book is, why it's happening, where is the reason, because then you starting doubting is create fear, and the worst case scenario starting compare yourself with another ones. And this comparison, if it is giving you growth, that's great, but in most cases what I saw, and even myself and previously, it was giving you fear. It is
Yeah.
holding you back, and you're just afraid to try. So yeah, it's a lot of deep work with yourself, and if you're ready with the guidance and supportive hand, I think I'm here, you are here. Just need to be brave and take decision. As someone says, like real growth started from the first decision. I can't remember who said that, but
Yes. Yeah. It's true.
but it is, yeah,
It's true fact.
first is decision to ask help, or like exuperate, the bravest person is who asking help.
Yes, lovely. Thank you. That was so beautifully articulated. I know it will resonate with a lot of people who are, we will have those ideas, right? Like sometimes for many years before actually then having the courage. It's like it's developing over time to actually be like, okay, now I'm actually going to implement, having the idea is one thing and then the implementation. It's not even about the strategy half the time. It's just like, just implement. To be honest, implementation in anything, if you're consistent enough, to be honest, any strategy, to be honest, can work, right? Of course, there are principles, marketing, business, etc., that we can go into. But yeah, ultimately, I'm sure you would agree. There's so many strategies. You just kind of had to like pick one and just go with it. And the same can even apply with your personal growth as well. And I'm so glad that you said that, we are also on our own journey, right? So if you're looking at Vida and myself as like, oh, well, they've got their books and no, but I mean, we're on our own journey. Like even like last night, I was like, I couldn't sleep over something, like I'm fine, don't worry, but I couldn't sleep or anything. But now I'm still on I have that awareness of like, okay, do you know what? Like I have a decision right now. I can either lie in bed and just think about this. And sometimes that's helpful and I'll fall asleep. Or do you know what? Now, and what I tell my patients and students is sometimes you have to make a decision, but it's useful to just get out of the bed, make a chamomile tea, get a journal, and play some meditation music. So it's like, it's okay. It's fine. Let's work through this. And that's an element of self-love or self-trust. And it might not even take that long. It might take 10 minutes. It might take an hour. It's not that, but it's you then have those tools. Now I'm like, okay, I've got those tools because it's been so many times, that's happened. So now it's like, okay, right, let's just journal it out or let's meditate and trusting this guidance. And okay, right, I've got my plan. Thank you, divine. Let's go. Right. And but that also can take courage of like, what am I doing? And even my students or patients be like, so you want me to get out of bed like 3 in the morning? And you want me to like as if it's so what's the alternative? You just want to lie in bed and be like, I've got to see, we're going to see, we're going to see. Is that working? Like, well, how's that going for you? And actually what you're doing is you're kind of just giving into anxiety. But the anxiety is like, all its job is to do is just to kind of wake you up a bit and be like, hey, really worried about the finances or this toxic relationship we're in or the kids or this or whatever. Like just letting you know that like I'm still worried about it. It's like, okay, thank you very much. So then it's a case of, okay, so now let's heal through that. It's a work in progress. And the tools that are available, whichever, for example, that Vida has in her book and the coaching programs, there are tools available to help you. There's solutions out there to help you. So things do come up, right, as you go through this process. I like to say it's like bubbling up to the surface, but it's in order to be healed. It's not just to like relive trauma or re-go through. It's like I'm ready to release this now. It doesn't have to be like survival mode, right? And
Yes.
then you'll find that doesn't happen as often. And when it does, it's like, all right, great. I know exactly. It's like like a hit workout. The mind,
Mm.
right? It's like, okay, I know exactly what I'm doing. Like you have dumbbells or you have your resistance bands. You're like, okay, I have my journal. I know which questions to ask myself. Like you said, why? Like, why am I so attached to this result? Like, what if I didn't make that income or I didn't get that result or this, what does that mean? Are you like, why am I attaching my self-worth to it? Was it just I would like that life experience to enjoy that? Okay, that's different. So you're literally having this conversation with yourself or with the divine or the universe or however you want to say it. And I completely agree with you that if you've been given this idea, I would say it's there's no reason it has to happen. Some way it has to happen because that's a reason it's been given to you and you only. We're all unique individuals. We could all be it may look like we're all teaching the same thing, but actually it's a very unique way that we are expressing that, right? And I think that is just so beautiful how you put that as well. So thank you so much for that as well. So what I wanted to just finish up on, although I would love to speak longer on this, and it's just really just talking more about, so say if there's somebody right now who is listening to this and maybe they've had this idea in their mind for some time, like, okay, I want to create the, as you said, the kind of the financial stability, the emotional stability. I want to create the life that I really want, and I know I'm enough, but I don't really believe it. They're watching this, they've watched a lot of things on YouTube. What would you say now is like the next step, and also how they can actually come to work with you or to have your book, for maybe as a next step? What would you say is the next step to help them along that journey?
Um, First of all, I would like to reply you nicely said about sleepless nights.
Yes.
We all have probably these worries because or something bothering us, especially if this financial stuff or some occasions coming, we cannot sleep through the night. But you nicely said that we have now tools which is working for us, and every person need to find their own tools. But journaling or just putting that calming or meditating music, I think just helps us generally, just our body and nerve systems to calm down.
Mm.
um, my own example is that if I wake up at 4 o'clock, so I know that it is like my creative hour. If in 5 minutes, if I'm not asleep, I just get up and just write down,
Yes.
or have my note taker that I speaking and writing my books or my ideas. So the first thing what I'm implementing now, and how to contact with me, of course, you can book on calendar.com Vaida Stone free discovery call for 20 minutes, and we can discuss your personal situation. As I mentioned, that always in a program is personally tailored. It is based on your um, circumstances, where you are. I'm meeting you where you are now. uh, why my program is different. Many coaches working like from one side, let's say money coach, just budgeting, finance, or spiritual level like emotional resilience, they're talking more about emotional growth. In my program, I compound these three components, as I mentioned before. We're starting from your mind root, looking deeper at the problems, looking at your values, where you are, and then creating your wealth and wellness. And I'm talking about your self-confidence, resilience, emotional wellness, and of course, wealth. These three core points, like money tree, as I mentioned before, to easy for you to remember. So I'm looking at the whole person, not only like separate parts. And reason for that is simply I understood that your financial prosperity equals your emotional prosperity. If you are emotionally stressed, you cannot make a clear financial decision. And it's very important, first of all, that we stabilize, become as a person, our emotions, and then we go from there. But the
Yeah,
best way is just to speak with me, find out. And also, I'm not working with everyone. We need to see that we are matching as
absolutely.
a coach, as a coachee. So you need to be
Yeah,
coachable person. So
absolutely.
uh, best thing is to book a discovery call with me.
Mhm.
Also, if you would like to discover more, what does it mean always enough? I prepared a workbook, which is implementing reflection exercises, which implementing practical money management blueprints, what you need to do, where you need to start. It is for free. If you go on my LinkedIn, Vaida Stone, you will find that pin post for gift for you is called, and you can download the workbook based on always enough method. It is just beginning, but you will have this taste. And if you want to straight away jump on the course, book discovery call. And from the 30th of May, I'm having May cohort for small group coaching. So we can discuss about that in more depth. So it's always the way. So, oh, you mentioned my book, the Always Enough book is on Amazon. You can find it as well. And that the power of enough is going to be published. But if you would like to be the first one, you can send me the request, and I will put you in the waiting list.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. And don't worry, we're going to link all of that. So wherever you're
Thank you.
watching this, on YouTube or social media, or whether you're listening to this on a podcast, wherever that is, we will put the links to Vida's books, to her discovery call link so that you can speak with her. And this is part of that decision making process, right? To like, if this resonates, if you've got this far in listening, right? First of all, it means this is not just some little idea in your head. This is, I mean, in my opinion, I would say this is like divine intervention, and this is part of like my work working through me, right, and through Vida as well in her way. So go ahead, click the link and just go. That's the best way, and I say. And it's not acting on a whim. It's not just we actually, good decision makers make decisions quickly because they know what they want. And sometimes it's just knowing, what do I not want anymore? Okay, and I'm tired of it. So if this conversation resonated with you, you don't need to like dilly dally, as my parents used to say. You just click the link and just go ahead and just have a conversation. And that in itself can be the growth, like the uncomfortableness of like, oh, am I really doing this? What are we going to talk about?
Yeah,
Good. Feel uncomfortable. It's okay. You're doing it for you. And one thing that I wanted to say that we were talking about before this podcast was about, as any human being, but especially as women, I want to say that sometimes this conversation isn't had enough, right? Of like just celebrating each other and that love for each other, that sisterhood. Sometimes you may be listening to this energy of like it's so different to maybe how it is in other aspects of your life, whatever that is for you. So this is like real, and you can also be celebrating, like, Vida's book, for me, that being a huge success in her program, for me is something so exciting, and like I can't wait to see more of that, right? And that beautiful energy is what it's all about, that sisterhood, that community, collaboration, whatever it looks like. It becomes your, like, your new reality, if that makes sense. So right now it feels a bit, maybe a bit lonely, and a bit like it's just me, and like everyone else around me is just happy in their 9 to 5 and complaining about their job and things like that. And if you're having this idea, this is how, look, even me and Vida, we were initially Facebook friends, right? And just talking about our own programs and talking to each other for years. And here we are. So it started from us own, sorry, each one of us having our own decision, right, in our mind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. Well, for me anyway, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to figure it out. And then
Yeah.
one step at a time with all the healing. I can show you all the journals I have. It's just
Yeah.
my own bookshop. So be a museum one day. But like that is the growth. And I keep that there when I think, wow, look how far I've come. Oh my God, I'm so grateful that I
Yeah.
had no idea what I was doing, but I made a decision. I booked those calls. I went on those programs. I read the books. So do it. Follow your heart and go for it. And we'll put all the links there for you
Yeah.
as well. Did you want to say something on that before we?
Yes, it is. You beautifully said that we need to look back to our journey without comparing another people. And in hard moments, even myself, of course, I looking back how far I come from that small child who doesn't have, like a happy childhood, and some was left by parents after divorce, and then marriage, and even losing the home in the fire, and so on and so on, and moving to foreign country and creating, rebuilding, not only from like scratches but from the minus again, and all achievements, even book written. I was dreaming that from childhood, maybe in my old age I will write down the book, but then you're looking in these chapters what you went through.
Yeah.
It is easier to maybe, okay, I managed to go through that. So what is awaiting me in the future? So I'm here now enjoying and boosting my own value without
Yeah.
comparison to others. That's it's my life and it's me and I'm worthy. Hello, it's my
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
Power to share.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you're realizing that it is nothing can stop or nobody can stop you because you have value. You are always enough. You're born there. You have the life gift here, and you just need to a little bit braver every day. Step
Yeah.
towards you. And I'm telling you from my bottom of my heart because I'm a sensitive person. I was really afraid to step, but I knew that is only one way. If I don't speak my truth, who will speak behalf of me?
Yeah.
So value yourself, and I really would like to wish sincerely you as soon as possible believe that you are worthy who you are now, and you are worthy to have abundant and real prosper life in fullness with yourself and with your money.
Absolutely. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you. So make sure you book that discovery call with Vaida Stone straight away. And also to get her book. I think that would be great to do both, right? Because then you can get started, and the welcome workbook as well. So we'll link that all below. And also just want to mention if this today's conversation resonated with you and you would like deeper conversations with myself around emotional healing, calm leadership, aligned wealth creation, then I also have the Legacy Leaders Circle, which is my monthly membership, and I'll link that below. So, Vida, don't go away yet because I want to talk to you after, but I just want to say thank you everyone who tuned in. Please, please ask your questions in the DMs in direct messages to Vida and myself. Comment down below. We're here to answer your questions as well. Anytime you watch this, I'll come back and check the threads. And if you've got questions for Vida, then I can reach out to her. Send you so much love and light. And, as Vida would say, all you are enough, right? So the always enough method. And as I would say, you are a wealthy warrior leader within. And it starts now. You're just embodying that and expressing that. So love and light. And we'll catch you on the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you very much for
Thank you.
listening. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having
Thank
me.
you. You're always welcome.